We have breaking news right here, so I'm going to put this up. Fernando Valenzuela has passed away.
Oh my God.
Now I'm trusting this is correct information coming from Latino Slant, our friend Polly.
Oh my
So this is a heartbreaker considering that the Dodgers just went to the World Series
God.
and they were going to play the Yankees of all people. And so it's sad for him to pass away before game one. So yeah, I'll just say this much, growing up, I was one of those rare kids who I was a fan of both the Oakland A's and the Dodgers. And my primary reason why I loved the A's was I loved Mark McGuire, Ricky Henderson, Jose Canseco, all those guys. It was awesome. I liked Fernando Valenzuela for obvious reasons. I think I felt seen as a kid, and he was the pitcher. He was like the like you don't see pitchers like him, and so it was amazing.
As you would throw the ball, like
And the way he threw the
unique.
ball, he was
Yeah.
like it was the only other pitcher I saw that threw like that was halfway to the mound by the time they threw was like Randy Johnson. And
Yes.
Fernando Valenzuela, I'll never forget meeting him in a parking garage. And I had a ball, and my dad's like, "Go run, get his autograph." And I ran up there, asked him for his autograph, and he said no and walked away. And so I was like 11 years old, something like that. And
Oh my
it
gosh.
didn't hurt my feelings or anything like that. It was he was being inundated by kids that were waiting for him after the game. But
Yeah.
I really looked up to him as a kid. And I loved baseball. I don't tweet about it a lot, but baseball is my favorite sport, and I go to a lot of games, especially in LA, over at Dodger Stadium. I think it's one of the most beautiful parks in the country, and so it's a sad night, I think, in LA to see him go. And I bet you anything that is going to be a driver now for the Dodgers as they go into this series that they're going to try and win one for him. Do you have any
No,
thoughts, Kenneth? I know you probably grew up watching him.
yeah, no, I was T-ball at the time, and I loved baseball as well. And my team was the Angels, but I always loved the Dodgers. We always go to Dodger games as a group. It's the only place I allow myself to get sentimental when I take my children. They're older now, but and I have some great memories of taking my kids to Dodger Stadium. And Fernando, like you said, like I was I'd read a book. They Bleed Blue is a great book if anyone's out there. They Bleed Blue, and it's about Fernando Mania. And a lot of people don't realize that the Dodgers were not like were not embraced by the Mexican community in Los Angeles until Fernando came, because of everything that had happened in the '60s with the building of the park and the demolition of Chavez Ravine. And it wasn't until Fernando came that then Latinos started going to the park, because, like you said, they felt seen. And when I got older, and I would just the LA Times did a great little thing on
Yeah, they
him.
did a little documentary on it.
That
Yeah.
was great. And they talked about his screwball, which pitchers don't do anymore. It's not even a pitch that exists. And because screwball you throw like this, and
Mm-hmm.
it just kills your elbow. And he learned that when the Dodgers recruited him, he had a curveball that was a killer curveball. And they go, well, he needs another pitch. And so they taught him how to throw a screwball. And he was so effective as a left-handed screwball that he could throw. That's what made him such an incredible pitcher. But that's also makes a pitcher have a very short life, because it destroys the elbow.
Okay, I'll end it with this here. So this is from Polly again, who's sharing some info with us. So Fernando Valenzuela was a 6-time All-Star, Cy Young winner, Rookie of the Year, and World Series champion with the Dodgers. That's an impressive record there for any baseball player. So he'll be missed. And
Grew up in a big family with dirt floors in Mexico, and was found by the last name was a Cuban baseball recruiter for the Dodgers. His last name was Brito. I think it's Mike Brito. He was the one that found Fernando, and he was 17 years old. And he's like, this kid was different than anything I'd ever seen. And we had told the Dodgers we had to sign him right away. And I think he played in their AAA ball club for a little while. And then they pulled him up. Tommy Lasorda was a huge fan of his. And he came speaking no English and very little money. And just wild. The talent that you have to be recognized
yeah,
in that kind of environment.
yeah, he was a natural.
He was a total natural, God-given talent.